The Marketing Futurist Podcast, episode number 3, Mind-Blowing Inspiration to Create and Innovate. This is your Futurist advantage.
Welcome to the Marketing Futurist Podcast, where your hosts, Mary Catherine Johnson and Kelly Garrett, chat with innovators who are keeping the human in marketing while driving the future of tech to give all of us a futurist advantage.
Me, Mary Catherine Johnson, Kelly Garrett, and I get to introduce you to someone I've followed online for quite a while, Julie Stoian. She is the digital marketer and tech coach. Hey there, Julie. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. So happy to be here.
Yeah, isn't it fun? People, if you can just think about how schedules go and people showing up and not showing up on both of our worlds and then trying to just smash it all together, we just do that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We just go. So for those in the audience who might not know who you are and don't love you like I do, to give us a basic introduction of your current company, what you're currently doing, and, a little bit about how you got there.
Yeah. So I run a business and lifestyle brand called Create Your Laptop Life that provides digital marketing training and courses and masterminds for people who want to build their laptop life, essentially. I started as a service provider. So I did web design, copy, social media, sales funnels, you name it, I did it. It created a pretty good skill set, and I had a lot of practice so that when I transitioned over to teacher, instructor, and coach, it was a natural transition. So that's kind of how I started. It took me a long time. For many years, I was only making a little bit of money until I realized that marketing was actually where the money was. And I transitioned, made a lot of money as a marketer, and now I teach others how to do the same.
Yahoo!
Yeah.
I think
that's my elevator pitch.
And it gives us all, that's what we all strive for, right? We get our own skills. We figure out how to do this kind of stuff. We do great at it. Figure it all out, do it for clients, and then teach other people how to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So with that in mind, what caused you to choose this industry?
Oh, it was a complete accident. Everything in my life is a total accident. I look back and I'm like, oh, that looks like I planned it, and I did not. My degree is in psychology, so I've always been fascinated with human behavior, the human brain, which is really pretty close to marketing. It's just, it's a real good match. And I also just have always been a tech nerd. Like even when I was little, I loved video games and Super Mario Brothers and like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. So I've always loved tech.
I love that game.
Loved human psychology. Yeah, I know, right?
Yes.
So as I developed my skill set, I found I was good at design and writing, and I still loved the whole tech, and the two just kind of came together.
So along that whole line, though, what kinds of obstacles did you come up against as that was kind of transforming and creating a different path in your life? What obstacles did you come up against, and how did you kind of get past them?
Yeah. So the big obstacle came in 2014. I was a stay-at-home mom, so I was just doing this as a side hustle. My husband had insurance, a job, all that stuff. And I ended up divorced and pregnant at the same time. And I was like, this is awkward and really difficult. And so I had to like quickly figure out, if I don't hurry up and get a job, like people are going to see my stomach and then they're not going to hire me, even though that's illegal. That's what's going to happen. We all know that's what's going to happen.
I had that happen. Yeah, I was right there with you. I was actually 5 months pregnant, so I couldn't hide it.
Yeah. Well, this was my 4th kid, so it was hard to hide at 12 weeks. Like I was like showing at 3 weeks.
Yes.
So I got a temporary job because it was like a 6-month temp position at a college as in the marketing department. And I was like, that's perfect. Like I'm going to have a baby in 6 months. And so I did that, and I moonlighted my business to try to generate enough business referral revenue so that when that job ended in 6 months in the hospital with me having a baby, I'd have something to go back to. So it was crazy. I don't recommend it.
No, I don't do that. I was laid off, when I was about 4 months pregnant, and I had to go out there, and I'm like, okay, is there like camouflage maternity clothes somewhere?
Yeah, exactly. It's
like
so
camo
sad.
this thing.
It's like what you have to do sometimes. Yeah.
So, wow. Um, so I know, we talk about obstacles, we talk about how we overcome them, but really the key to all of that is what you learned through that process.
Yeah.
And what did you learn going through all of that?
Yeah. So I learned that what you focus on grows. And at some point in my maternity leave, so I had saved up enough money for my maternity leave. And I realized that when I went back, I went back to work for like 6 weeks. I found a job and I realized I was focusing on my job and my business was not doing what it needed to do. And so I took a really big risk and I quit because I knew that if I could take 100% of my brain power and my energy and my focus and my attention and frankly, light a fire under my ass. Like now I had no choice that would be the condition under which my business grew. And it was true. And you see it happen again and again and again. Like when people don't have skin in the game, when they don't have their focus, they just meander on, in their dreams for years. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be that way.
Right. Totally. That's the hardest part though, really finding out what that is.
Yeah.
Because there are so many things we could follow and, I could do that. And I could do that. Yeah. Yeah. Totally get it. Totally agree. Marketing, since we're all in that same boat, in that same industry, we have pretty strong feelings about it. I know you do too. What drives you flipping nuts about this industry? What just drives you nuts?
Just the lying. Like, just the like out and out lying, people will post screenshots and luxury pictures. And I have no problem if you want to go spend money on a Rolex, but it's like, it's like everyone's like numbers don't lie. Well, they actually do. Like this drives me bananas when somebody posts a screenshot of a Facebook ad they've just put up. And so sometimes Facebook ads look really good when they first start, somebody shares it, something happens, you get a good cost per lead. They do this all the time. They screenshot it, they show it, they look, I'm getting 50 cents a lead. I'm like, that freaking Facebook ad has been on for 3 hours. Like, of course it's 50 cents a lead. You just told all your friends to go comment on it. Like, like it's not like yes. So it like has the appearance of realness because it's a screenshot and it's math. And it's just not true. And this happens just like again and again and again. It's like, look at my Stripe account. I had a $40,000 day. It's like, yeah, I know, but then you didn't do anything for the next 4 months. Like you're not pulling $40,000 days every day. Oh my God. I could just go on. Don't get me started, Mary.
No, dude, we love it.
Yeah. Yeah, we totally do because we're in this world, right? Yeah, and it is a world where influence matters. Yes. And the farther our reach looks like we matter more, all that stuff. But you're right. It's fake. So how do you get over that then? I know you're just real. You just say it like it is. So I know that's how you get over it. But how do you get people to understand the difference besides just screaming it at them? And maybe we just need to keep screaming it at them. I don't know.
I don't know. This is something I'm still battling with because there's a dance in marketing, because in marketing, your whole job is to sell things. So you have to sell the benefits because nobody likes parting with money. So you have to show the possibility. That's part of our job as a marketer, to show what's possible, to show what they can have. And then like coupling that with the reality that it's going to take a lot of work to get there. I don't really know how to solve the problem of the general marketing industry as a whole. I just know for me, I find that it works better when I show them, yeah, look, I have a great house. Yeah, I have money in the bank. Yeah, look, I can do this. But that takes a lot of work to get there. But if you want to get there, like we can help you get there. Just be prepared to work hard. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that just makes all the difference. If you just prepare people that it's going to be hard work.
And I think it's so important that there's people like you out there saying these things out loud, because we all drive ourselves crazy when you're watching, these different posts and these different revenue posts about, like you said, $40,000 in a day. Well, really, what's the story behind that?
It's like they signed one $30,000 high-end client.
Right. Yep.
That's exactly what happened. Like it made one sale.
Right.
I always say my biggest accomplishment as a marketer, like I've got the big numbers, the flashy numbers, and I use them when I need to. But the biggest accomplishment for me has been taking somebody who literally has no idea what a funnel is, what online marketing is, and help them build a business that makes them $5,000 to $10,000 a month. That is like my greatest accomplishment, far beyond the $1 million funnels and the $100,000 months and all that kind of stuff. And it drives me crazy sometimes that people don't see that because my results don't seem as sexy. I'm like, no, but I've got like 100 women who now have sustainable businesses who didn't know anything about funnels or ads or anything. Like, that's massive. Yeah. You know, so I just preach it to myself and to my little tribe, and I'm like, this is so cool, you know.
And changing people's lives, helping people change their own lives. That's really the most incredible feeling you could ever have, beyond anything I can ever buy. The time that someone came up to me and said how much a book I had written impacted their lives. I don't care how much money I made from that book. That's it. And I didn't make a lot, let me tell you.
You know, but I think that's where you stand out when you're doing this business, is like, are you doing it just for the money, for the get rich quick, for some sort of status, or do you have another mission? And if the people who have another mission are the people who end up making, who last beyond the trend or the fad of the moment.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it? I was just thinking when you were talking about, you know, your tribe of people that you're taking from not knowing anything to be having successful businesses isn't it amazing that we live in a time where that's possible? You know, I mean, 10 years ago, no way. That would have been such a hard business to have and to reach that many people. So
I counted, I have people, like I have a client that's in Saudi Arabia. Like, I'm teaching a woman in Saudi Arabia how to build her business. Like, what world am I in? This is crazy. I've done it in India. I've done it in Pakistan. I've done it in the UK and Canada, and like women who wouldn't have had opportunities, but because of the internet, they do. They find me, they hire me, I help them. Like, and now the woman in Saudi Arabia, she just needs to make $1,000 a month to live. I totally can teach you how to make $1,000 a month on the internet. It's like life changing for these people.
Yes.
You know, it's not very sexy on a testimonial card, but it's so freaking awesome.
It is sexy powerful for those of us who get it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. I'm preaching to the choir.
I'll take that any day.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that's kind of true about this industry too. A lot of the people in our everyday lives don't get what we do, and they don't understand it. And so you do kind of have to come together with the rest of the geeks and, you know, and share these things. For sure.
Well, and find your tribe. Find the people, the podcasters, the bloggers who really embrace that message, you know, because in the marketing industry, you can go find the Tai Lopez's all the live long day. But there are people like you guys, like me, who are really trying to make it's like meaningful marketing, you know, and it's real messages. It's the truth. It's, yes, we love the big crazy numbers, but we also love the small wins too, because those are just as powerful.
I think we're all going to have to go out. I think probably all three of us, at least the bells went off in my head. We're going to have to go see, is the meaningfulmarketer.com taken?
Quick.
Hurry up.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that crazy? That's the first place.
First thing. Go buy it. Go buy the domain.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Yeah. All right. Well, we got it. We'll figure that out later. But okay, so we're talking about the future. All right. So we've talked a bit about the past, and we've talked about what really bugs us. I think we all agree. But what's coming in the future? So what do you see? Where do you see marketing going? Where do you see the future of marketing taking us?
You know, I think that we've hit a peak of noise, right? And everyone's like, oh my gosh, there's so much noise. There's so much content. And I think what's going to happen is eventually all the tactics that have worked for the last 10 years, because the internet's new. I mean, Facebook is only like 10 years old or 13 years old at this point. It's like 13 years old. All those tactics are not going to, like, we're going to have ad blindness. We're going to have marketing blindness. Remember when you used to have the Google ads and you'd click on them, and then we got ad blockers, and we realized that we could just ignore all that noise and keep reading. I think a lot of those tactics are going to go by the wayside, and what's going to remain is the human component to marketing. And I think that humans with really good, authentic messages, personalized response and segmentation to people where they are at and what they need at that moment is going to continue to rise above the noise.
I just thought of a drinking game for this summit. Totally random thought here.
Okay.
A drinking game for this summit is personalization. The words personalization, take a shot every time you hear.
Is it, why is it, I don't know. Have you had a lot of interviews? Is everyone saying the same thing?
And this is nothing, like, you are spot on. You know, you're clearly a futurist because
We'll all be drunk.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
because
hilarious.
that is the key. Like, that is such the key to being ahead and being relevant to people is having that human
And
connection.
you know, the thing is, like, we all want everything to be automated, and that's awesome. Like, but automation without the human connection just doesn't have the same impact. And so you use the automation so that you can be more human. It's like, that's the point of automation. It's not to scale to $80 bazillion an hour. It's like, let's automate all of these tasks so that I have more time to be human to the customers and the people that I serve. And I just feel like so many people miss that. They think, ooh, automate so I can go sit on the beach. No, automate so you can go be with your people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go live on Facebook. You guys got me all fired up.
Yes.
Do it.
Yeah,
Unless your people are starfish and you just want to sit on the beach with the starfish,
Yeah, exactly. Like,
then go do that, but you won't have me there. So, hey.
yeah.
But so that's, you know, we agree. We are 100% on board. I swear to God, this is like preaching to the choir. But what are the pitfalls of that? So we want to be personal, but we want to also automate. We want to segment, but we want to be personal. I mean, it's like, I feel like I'm bringing myself into a circle there. What are some of the pitfalls that we're going to have to overcome to be able to do that?
Yeah. Well, aside from the fact that you need really the right tools, you need to stop jankifying all these crappy tools that don't work and just get the right tools that will really help you do this. That's the first thing. But I think the second thing is, you know, figure out who you can serve at that deepest level and don't be afraid to charge for it. So, like, you could spend all this time, hold on, my calendar just moved, everything just moved to my computer. You could spend all this time automating so that you could just like sell $37 products all the day, live long day. Or you could be like, what could I do that would just like blow these people's minds and like be the highest level? In fact, I went to an inner circle meeting and I sell a program right now. It's around $2,000. And the guy said to me, he's like doing $1 million a month or something stupid. He's like, just charge $10K and deliver so much more than what you're delivering now. It sounds so simple, but it was like, well, I could. And I could make the same amount of money, work, and probably work less because I'd only be working with a smaller group of people, but they would have a much bigger impact.
Yeah. Yep.
So what stops people from doing that?
Well, I think there's a lot of bad taste in people's mouths about charging high prices for masterminds, for coaching, for implementation because they've been burned. But that's because the expectation doesn't match the price tag. But when you're an honest marketer or a meaningful marketer, you don't have to worry about that. And I think it's a combination of imposter syndrome and fear that people aren't going to believe that that's a really good value. And or that you just haven't thought of it. Like, I mean, I remember when I charged $1,000 for a website and I thought that was so much money. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then I charged $2,000 and that was so much money. And then I charged $3,000 and then $4,000 and then $5,000. Like, what happened along that path that changed my mindset about it? Because I can sell $5,000 websites all the live long day now, but I couldn't 2 years ago.
Yeah.
All between the ears, you know?
Right.
It is. And you can't jump. You can't jump from $500 website to a $5,000 website.
No, yeah.
You can't make that leap.
And sometimes people they just, you know, to be honest, people just want the shortcuts, the fast cuts. And there's anything worth doing doesn't really have a shortcut.
No.
It just doesn't.
Right.
No. We've all made babies. You can't do that in a short period of time.
No, it's going to take 9 months and then you're going to have the worst pain of your whole freaking life to get it out. And then you're not going to sleep for 6 months, maybe a year.
Yeah. So just prepare. Anything worth doing. Hello.
It's not easy. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's wind it down. I mean, obviously we could talk to you all day long, but I know you've got places to go and things to do and things to do all the live long day. So what kind of a tool or a tip can someone in the audience use right now to give them that futurist advantage?
Well, this is not very futurist. This is like biblical. But it's like what you sow into the ground, you reap. You know, it's like this, if you're going to put an apple seed in the ground, you're going to get an apple tree. And that's not futurist, but it is timeless and it's still true. So if you want to be a marketing master in 3 years, you've got to sow those seeds right now, today. Like, you do not wait, do not pass go, do not collect $200. Go do it right now. Because everybody sees these big dreams, and those big dreams only happen. It's like, there's got to be a movie that does that, where it's like every step you make today changes what that picture is on the screen in the future. And so if you want to be ahead of the curve, it's not necessarily about like making sure you can anticipate what's the next big thing in marketing, but it's about sowing what you've got today, because that will come back to you. And I just got off the phone with 10 people for a high-end mastermind. I closed 7 of them. And one of the people in my team said, Julie, you make it look so easy. And the other person said, no, the reason why it's easy is because of the years that you have been sowing into these people, the 3 years prior. That's why I can, that's why I can do this. And so that's my biblical future tip.
I love that, because how often does does history repeat itself? And
It does.
And you know, the future is just building upon the past. So that's completely relevant.
Yeah.
I can just see a screen in the future, like we've seen in Back to the Future movies and all that kind of stuff. And I can see a screen that will predict for us if we take a step to the left, what that's going to look like around the corner, right?
Yep.
If we take a step to the right, what that's going to look like around the corner. I mean, you know, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. Relationships, sow the seeds now, and just keep moving forward as your authentic self. I mean, come on, guys, it's pretty. Yeah.
It's not easy, but it is simple.
Yes.
Like, they're not the same. It's really simple, but it's just not easy.
People get those words mixed up quite often.
They do. Yeah. It's like making a baby is easy and simple, but it's actually not easy at all. Like once you have that baby, that's the hardest thing you've ever done in your whole life.
Right.
And then watching them start planning to leave home.
Yeah. Don't start it. Don't start.
I'm nothing I've done with my kids is anywhere near as hard as that. It really, I'll take the sleepless nights any day, because that is like, are you kidding me? You want to what? Well, no, you're just going to live here forever, right? Right? Yeah. No, that would be freaky. Man. But that's all right. When they start shaving and things, it kind of prepares you, because then you go to the bathroom and go, ew, what the heck? Clean it up or leave. Anyway, all right. Julie, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
We are coming into the future fast and furious, so we're so glad we have you with us.
Awesome, thanks.
Get your futurist advantage by joining our Facebook group at marketingfuturist.co/group, and tune in for our next journey into the future of marketing.